a BA Communication Studies candidate. Her credits at UM include the roles of Montcount in Marisol, Motormouth in Hairspray, and Tituba in The Crucible. In addition to performing, Melissa has hosted and emceed several events on campus, including the Victors for Michigan campaign kickoff event held at historic Hill Auditorium. Melissa has also worked with the UM Educational Theater Company in the Office of New Student Programs and the CRLT Players in the Center for Research on Learning and Teaching. Additionally, Melissa has been involved with organizations on campus such as the Prison Creative Arts Project in the role of student facilitator, Intergroup Relations, Michigan Performance Outreach Workshop as a performance coordinator, and University Housing as a diversity peer educator. Please join me in welcoming Melissa.
I never thought I would be here standing before hundreds of people that I respect, reciting my own words and thoughts. I also never thought I'd get my hair under this cap, so I'm 2 for 2 today. So there I was, a young and dramatic dreamer in her freshman year, searching for her own voice. In that first year, I did not believe that my words were valid, and yet here I am. In my second year, I did not realize that I was just enough, and yet here I am. As I transferred into the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, I could not see myself a member of a winning team or even a finalist, forever chasing a finish line I could never obtain, and yet here I am. Standing before you today is proof of the transformative power of the arts on the human spirit. At this university, I opened myself up to absorbing the power of storytelling, challenging theory, and putting it all into practice. Art has helped locate, lift, and carry my ideas to a place far beyond those hurdles, those boundaries that I laid out for myself in this race I didn't necessarily sign up for. So it's 2011, and I am a new member of the BFA 2014 acting class. I remember being cast in my first role here as Tituba in The Crucible. I was both excited and terrified. Excited to bring to life one of the most selfless and misunderstood characters in American drama. But I began to panic. Would I be able to support and remain true to myself in such an important image of an African-American woman in history, while remaining true and tactful to myself and still navigate this intimidating campus and new school? I questioned myself and my ability. Doubts flooded into the walls of my cobwebbed corners of wow. Take a second. I questioned myself and my own ability. These doubts flooded the walls and cobweb corners of my inner mindscape. Questions like, what do I do? Why am I here? What can I possibly offer? What now? I have scoured, searched, and yearned for an answer in any form in an attempt to hide my insecurities so far deep that even I couldn't dig them up again. But in the midst of my personal panic, my director at the time, Jerry Schreiber, said something to me that I will never forget. Bring what you can, because you are enough. In that instant, I realized that the answers I was searching for could not lie outside of my own body and lived experience, but in fact, breathe and radiate from the art I create. And as I opened myself up to the new, the scary, and sometimes heartbreaking aspects of being an African-American actress, I noticed that I was not the only student feeling these feelings or asking these questions. After collaborating with other artists, scholars, and performers at this institution, I believe I have helped answer a few of these questions for myself, and I would like to share these answers with those who have inspired them. What do? We do, live, breathe, seek, investigate, create, ignite, and project art. As humans, our experiences, voices, hopes, dreams, and fears matter, making art a necessary part of our everyday investigation of life. By collaborating with projects such as MPOW and the Diversity Peer Education Program, I learned that art matters for people whose voices have been silenced, both intentionally and not, due to the social forces that act upon us every day. Creating theater with the high school students of Northwestern High School in Detroit reminded me that art is everywhere. It is in the words we speak, in the notes on a page, in the early sketches of a design, in the knobs of a soundboard, in the punctuation of a thesis, in the point of a toe. We are privileged to have the tools and resources all around us to create and make space for our own unique and particular skill sets and experiences. And after much reflection, I've learned that art is a transformative medium used to challenge those around us to combine and investigate multiple interpretations and perspectives while still challenging our stifling pattern of normality. Why are we here? We are here as collaborators, meant to build and expound upon the work and art of those around us, always challenging and encouraging our fellow team members to raise to their highest level. No matter your specialty, musicology, conducting, performance, or theory, there exists an irreplaceable exchange of information between the artist and those experiencing it. There will always be a bond shared between the two, whether that be between the author and the reader, a composer and their melody, a pianist and their keys. This collaboration means that we have the ability to retain discipline and the ambition to learn and nurture from this relationship. We understand that we have an opportunity to allow our projects to breathe, grow, change, and adapt, providing us the ability to discover new and critical meanings for our art and how it affects us. We can take our talents as artists and scholars to shape our own cultures, traditions, and stories into pieces of education and perhaps even self-healing from century-old wounds. So what now? What now is that all these skills, talents, and critical ways of thinking can't simply stay within us. We must constantly remind ourselves to take action and ownership of said skills and never be afraid to use them outside of the box. Collaborate with those you love and trust, those sitting next to you, and those who have been with you from birth. Art does not have to exist in a space only made up of black and white. On the contrary, we should allow the splattering of a wide spectrum of hues and pigments to decorate the canvas world around us. This can also be true within us. We are not simply black and white, but mixtures and combinations of the collective history we are attempting to record with our art. As I look around and cherish the fiercely talented and intelligent peers I see before me, and I thank and acknowledge my patient and unwavering mentors, I'm reminded of the familiar faces who've inspired me to continue my own discovery. Because of this, we can transform our own selves, our own communities, and our own world at large. And you best believe that wherever I go in the world, the blue will go with me. Thank you.
I am privileged to introduce the final three of our lower awards.